Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The diagnostic trouble code DTC P0967 indicates an issue with the CVT, continuously variable transmission driven pulley pressure control valve circuit, specifically showing a high fault. This electrical circuit malfunction does not stem from mechanical issues in the transmission. Rather, it's linked to electronic components interacting within the CVT system. The CVT-driven pulley pressure control valve is responsible for regulating the pressure in the transmission, ensuring smooth shifting and optimal performance. Located within the engine compartment, typically near the transmission unit, this valve manages hydraulic fluid flow essential for the CVT operation. Prior to diving into troubleshooting, it's critical to understand the role of the PCM, Powertrain Control Module, that processes inputs and sends commands to the valve based on driving conditions. Accurate diagnosis entails following a structured approach, ensuring all potential areas of failure are examined effectively. The CVT-driven pulley pressure control valve plays a vital role in managing hydraulic pressure within the transmission system. By regulating the flow of transmission fluid, it helps to ensure that the vehicle operates smoothly and efficiently. When diagnosing a DTC P0967, it's crucial to identify that this error is specifically related to the electrical circuit rather than a physical malfunction within the CVT itself. The valve is generally positioned in close proximity to the transmission assembly, making it accessible for inspections. If the valve fails to operate properly, it can lead to severe transmission performance issues. Generally, the components involved include the solenoid, its wiring, and the PCM, which all work together to monitor and manage the vehicle's transmission pressures during operation. The DTC P0967 can arise from several specific causes that warrant careful consideration. The primary issue is an electrical circuit problem, indicating that somewhere in the wiring or connections, there is a malfunction preventing proper voltage from reaching the solenoid valve. A faulty CVT-driven pulley pressure control solenoid could also be the source of the error, indicating that the valve itself may be defective and unable to operate effectively. Additionally, shorted wiring can create unforeseen connections or circuit failures, triggering the fault code. Each of these issues can lead to incorrect hydraulic pressure management in the CVT, adversely affecting vehicle performance and reliability. Troubleshooting should focus on these areas to accurately diagnose and rectify the error. Symptoms associated with the DTC P0967 may manifest in various ways, primarily affecting the vehicle's transmission behavior. Owners may experience erratic or unpredictable shifting patterns as the CVT struggles to receive accurate pressure commands from the control valve. Additionally, one of the first indicators might be a warning light illuminating on the dashboard, signaling that the vehicle requires attention. This could be accompanied by a noticeable reduction in engine performance, as the CVT might not operate within its optimal range, leading to increased engine strain. Drivers may also notice unusual noises or vibrations during gear changes or shifts if the issue persists. It's crucial for vehicle owners to be aware of these symptoms, as they can indicate significant underlying problems in the transmission system that require immediate attention. To begin troubleshooting DTC P0967, the first step involves verifying the problem through specific checks. You will need to turn the ignition switch to the on/to position or press the engine start/stop button to enter the on mode. Once in this mode, it's essential to clear the DTC using the HDS Honda Diagnostics system, which helps reset any existing faults. After clearing, start the vehicle's engine and allow it to run for at least 1 second to ensure the system can fully initialize. The next step is to check for any pending or confirmed DTCs again with the HDS to see if P0967 reappears. If the DTC is indicated, it confirms that the original failure has been duplicated. However, if the DTC does not appear, this indicates an intermittent failure, suggesting that the system may be functioning correctly at this moment. The second troubleshooting step focuses on determining the potential failure area by testing the CVT-driven pulley pressure control solenoid valve. This involves checking whether the solenoid valve operates effectively. Conducting a functional test allows technicians to evaluate whether the solenoid can respond correctly to the commands from the PCM. A proper function of this valve is crucial, as it directly influences the hydraulic pressure within the CVT. If the valve performs as expected, the next step is taken, proceeding to check for a shorted wire. However, if the solenoid fails to operate correctly, it indicates either a malfunction of the solenoid itself or an issue in the wiring leading to the valve. In the third step of troubleshooting DTC P0967, it's necessary to isolate potential wiring issues that could be causing the fault. First, turn the ignition switch to the lock 0 position to power down the system completely. After that, jump the SCS service check connector line with the HDS to prepare for testing. Next, disconnect the solenoid wire harness's 8P connector on the engine side, and also disconnect the PCM's connector B, which consists of 51 terminals. Once these connectors are removed, check for continuity between the designated test points using the DNLS line, driven, not locked solenoid. The first test point should be the solenoid's green wire, number 6, while the second test point is the body ground. A continuity check helps ensure that there is no short to ground in the wire between the solenoid and the PCM. The final step in the troubleshooting process for DTC P0967 involves assessing the CVT-driven pulley pressure control solenoid valve's condition directly. This requires removing the solenoid wire harness connected to the valve to isolate it for testing. Once disconnected, you'll measure the resistance between the test points on the solenoid valve, specifically between the two terminals of the 2P connector. It's vital to ensure the ignition is in the off mode during this test. A normal resistance range should be between 4.9 and 6.6 ohms. If the valve shows resistance within this range, it indicates that the solenoid valve is functioning correctly, necessitating the replacement of the solenoid wire harness if a fault remains. However, if the resistance is outside the correct range, it indicates a faulty valve, requiring a complete valve body replacement to resolve the issue. After completing the necessary repairs for DTC P0967, it's essential to conduct a final verification to ensure the issue has been resolved. The technician should recheck for any DTCs using the HDS to ensure that the previous faults do not reappear. If no fault codes are indicated, it signifies that the repairs have likely been successful. Additionally, it's important to monitor the vehicle's performance during a test drive to confirm that the transmission operates smoothly and transitions without any erratic behavior. Keeping a close eye on the vehicle's overall responsiveness during various driving conditions ensures that no further issues are present. If all checks pass and the vehicle operates normally, the troubleshooting process can be deemed complete. To prevent recurrence of DTC P0967 in Honda Civics, it's advisable to adopt a proactive approach towards maintenance. Regular system checks of the CVT and its associated components can help catch potential issues before they evolve into larger problems. This includes routine inspections and diagnostics to identify any electrical or mechanical anomalies. One effective preventive step is ensuring that the PCM software is kept up to date with the latest versions from Honda, as updates can resolve known issues and enhance overall performance. Furthermore, regular inspections of the wiring harness connected to the solenoid and the PCM can help catch signs of wear or damage, preventing shorts or failures. Keeping the electrical system clean and secure can dramatically reduce the chances of encountering DTC P0967 in the future. In conclusion, diagnosing and resolving DTC P0967 in Honda Civics requires a clear understanding of the electronic and hydraulic systems involved in the CVT operation. The key troubleshooting steps focus on systematic verification, evaluating the performance of the CVT-driven pulley pressure control solenoid, and checking for issues within the wiring harness. Recognizing the significance of electrical integrity is crucial, as many transmission issues stem from electrical faults rather than mechanical failures. Regular maintenance plays an essential role in mitigating risks of such errors, underlying the importance of preventative measures. By following the outlined steps, vehicle owners can ensure a proactive approach to maintaining their vehicle's performance and reliability, effectively improving the lifespan of their Honda Civic. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.